Blatant, I know this.
So they're saying you
Can I switch space with you, bro? Thanks. Sorry guys, no, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Right.
So, following you around, bro.
People decide.
I'm saying to you, very straight.
I don't see it as a tit for tat match. I don't see it as a boxing match. I see it as an educational exercise. I really sincerely wallahi feel for my Shia brothers and sisters out there. I believe they are being misguided by the leadership. The leadership who know everything, but they fail to educate them properly. Our job is to come out and share our love with the Shia community. And as much as hate, as much as they may hate us, as much as the massacres of Iraq and in Syria and Lebanon, whatever.
Yes,
as much as
Did I quote a hadith from you guys? Remember it? The parts of it, yes or no? And then you put it up.
There are over 5,000.
No, just the one I quoted. Okay. The one I quoted. You said.
I don't remember thousands of hadiths.
No.
I don't remember.
The one I quoted. The words that were in it.
Okay.
Do you agree? You posted the hadith the next day.
Finally, Isa.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm going to finish now.
You posted it, correct?
Okay. Isa, finally.
Yes or no?
So
you didn't even know the hadith.
Isa,
how are you talking about Shia when you didn't know?
Isa, let's assume.
How are you more qualified than me?
Let's assume I'm Jahil. Let's assume I'm Jahil. Let's assume I'm Jahil. I don't know anything about the Quran and the Sunnah. Let's assume.
Stop ducking
It's
inside me,
beneath you to debate someone like this.
Yeah, okay.
It's
whatever.
beneath your level.
You see?
You made it clear. Wallah, it's beneath you. No, it's beneath you. Wallah, I'm saying, Wallah, although he's upset, it's beneath him.
He's worried.
Wallah, it's beneath him. It's beneath him. Wallah, this guy's a jahil. Wallah.
Inshallah, we'll arrange it without the Salaf.
I want to say something.
People are going to see what they're dealing.
With regards to the issue of Ahlul Bayt.
It's the true Islam.
Okay, I'm just speaking to the cameras now to summarize this. Okay, with regards to the Ahlul Bayt, we have a very consistent view. We believe according to the Quran, the wives of the Prophet ﷺ are Ahlul Bayt, and there are other individuals who were mentioned, people like Ali bin Abi Talib, his children, his wife, and the daughters of Rasulullah ﷺ, and Aqil and Ja'far and the others who were mentioned in the discussion. They are the Ahlul Bayt, and we take teachings from all of them. We take guidance from the wives of the Prophet ﷺ. We take guidance from Ali bin Abi Talib and his family. Okay, so we have a consistent and a universal view of Ahlul Bayt. What our Shia brothers and sisters do, they have a very excluded view of the Ahlul Bayt. They put the wives aside and they take only Ali bin Abi Talib and his family, and even from the family of Ali bin Abi Talib, even from his children, there is a very narrow line of Ahlul Bayt. The children of Hassan, for example, are completely out, or the children of the Ahlul Bayt of the other Ahlul Bayt, they are also out. So this is a very exclusive or inclusive, if you want to call it that, depending on how you see it. There's a line the Shia brothers and sisters and the teachers and their leaders follow. They exclude most of the Ahlul Bayt. Most of the children of Ali bin Abi Talib, who are the Ahlul Bayt, by their own standards, are completely ignored and put aside. In some cases, people who disagreed with the mainstream 12th theology, people like Zayd bin Ali bin Hussein, one of the great grandchildren of Ali bin Abi Talib, Imam Zayd, who fought Banu Umayyah, and he was completely disowned by the mainstream 12 Shia school of thought because he was against the cursing of Sahaba. There were people in his camp who were cursing the Sahaba. He was against that. So that's one issue. Another issue is when our Shia brothers and sisters claim that we follow the Ahlul Bayt, we are willing to accept that claim wholeheartedly. We are willing to accept that claim, but they have to prove it. They have to qualify it. When they say we follow the Ahlul Bayt, we want evidence for it. What we find in the teachings of the current Shia theology, for example, one of the main sources of the Shia theology today is Al-Kafi. It's a work compiled by a man called Muhammad bin Yaqub al-Kalaini, who died in the early 4th century of Islam. He collected many reports attributed to the Ahlul Bayt. And when he says Ahlul Bayt, he means only two people mainly, predominantly two people, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. As for Imam Zain al-Abidin, Imam Hussein, Imam Hassan, Imam Ali, very few teachings are in there. Nothing, almost nothing. Mostly over 90% is two Imams. Ja'far al-Sadiq, that's not the Ahlul Bayt. That's not they are Ahlul Bayt, no doubt. But is that all we have from the Ahlul Bayt? No. Of course, surely there were other teachings from Ali bin Abi Talib, Hassan Hussein, and other teachers from Ahlul Bayt. Okay, what happened to their teachings? And it doesn't stop there. Now the people who are narrating from the Imams in the chains, because in the Hadith we have chains. Okay, when someone claims that Imam Muhammad al-Baqir or Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq said such and such in so and so place, there has to be a chain. Someone has to narrate it from the Imam, and then someone has to narrate from that person, and someone has to narrate from that person, until the chain or the report reaches Muhammad bin Yaqub al-Kulaini. When we look at these men in the chains, over 90% of them are majahil. They are unknown people. We don't know who they are, what their status was, where they lived. So with people like that, can we accept the Imams and the teachings from people like that? And there are others who were condemned by the Imams themselves. Imams, according to the Shia sources, condemned some of these narrators. People like Hisham bin Hakam, Hisham bin Salim, Zurara. These people who were actually going to the Imams and coming out and attributing lies to the Imams. And Imams in places and in books, we are told in the Shia sources that Imams condemned people like Hisham bin Hakam, Hisham bin Salim, and Zurara for attributing lies to them. And these are the men you find in Al-Kafi reporting from the Imams. So my question is, how are you actually following the Ahlul Bayt? How? We have reports from the Ahlul Bayt in our books. Yes, I'm finishing now. In Sahih Muslim, the best hadith on Hajj. Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. We cannot believe in Islam if we don't believe in Hajj. The best hadith on Hajj, it comes from who? Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq via his father, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir narrates from Jabir bin Abdullah. Okay, the Hajj of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we wholeheartedly follow it. We go and do the Hajj according to the teachings of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. We are the followers of Ahlul Bayt because we follow them through authentic chains of narration where we can actually authenticate and ascertain information. With the other side, wallahi, anyone who studies the matter in depth, you will come to realize what I'm saying is absolutely true. Most men narrating from the Imams are Iraqis, mainly from Kufa, and they were known as liars, and if they were not liars, they were unknown individuals who we don't know to this day. So to follow Ahlul Bayt is not as simple as making a claim we follow the Ahlul Bayt. How do you follow the Ahlul Bayt? Who brought you the teachings? How do you know what Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq said, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir said? You need to ask these questions so that you can be sure whether you're actually following the Ahlul Bayt. And that's what I have to say. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all, my brothers and sisters. This is not hatred. This is love. We're trying to share with you because we want to be in Jannah together. I'm not saying I have a certificate to Jannah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to unite us in Jannah and follow the guidance which came with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family and his wives and his companions. Radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wa aqimus salah.